According to MealsOnWheelsInAmerica.org, before COVID-19, 9.7 million seniors were threatened by hunger, with one-fourth of all American seniors experiencing loneliness. And since the pandemic, those numbers have only increased. Today, I would like to persuade you to give some time, volunteer with Meals for the Elderly here in San Angelo. First, I'll elaborate on the needs that our senior community has. Next, I will provide a solution that Meals for the Elderly has come up with. And lastly, I will inform you of the consequences if we fail to volunteer. Meals for the Elderly was founded by Mary Alice Rogers in 1974 with the mission of providing a warm noontime meal to seniors who are homebound, disabled, or unable to take care of themselves. Now that I've given you a brief overview, let's go ahead and dive into the scope of the problem. Here, just in San Angelo, we have over 700 seniors who rely on this warm noontime meal. According to the National Council of Aging, 9 out of 10 states with the highest senior food insecurity are southern states, Texas being one of them. And 1/3 of all seniors who are food insecure are also disabled. In the issue from August 28, 2019 of Time magazine, Laura Unger and Trudy Lieberman wrote an article titled, "The Elderly Hunger Problem in America is Growing." They shed light on Eugene Milligan, Army veteran, 75 years old, wheelchair-bound, blind, and struggling to get enough to eat. After an extended stay in the hospital, he fell off the rolls of home-delivered meals. He explains, "Many times, I felt like I was starving. My neighbors need food. People down at dialysis need food. There's hunger everywhere." Another major issue in the senior community is loneliness. With 1/4 of all senior citizens living alone, the need for companionship and human connection is essential to enhancing their well-being. And according to Census.gov, in 2010, 40.3 million Americans were over the age of 65. But by July 2019, that number had increased to over 54 million. With an increase in the aging population comes a rising demand for home-delivered meals. Now that you've seen the problem, what can be done about it? In addition to serving over 700 meals a day, Meals for the Elderly also provides frozen breakfast sacks on Mondays, additional food and snacks on Fridays for the weekend, pet food is available, and also an emergency box of 3 days of shelf-stable food. And on every recipient's special day, they receive a birthday gift. Because as SanAngeloGives.org puts it, Meals for the Elderly seeks to provide more than just a meal. They want to connect volunteers who genuinely are concerned about the well-being of our seniors with these seniors in our community. And with an increased number of aging seniors comes an increased demand for Meals for the Elderly services. Each recipient is assigned a caseworker who will annually evaluate their progress and connect them with other charitable organizations and resources in the community to enhance their well-being. These viable solutions make such a tremendous impact on many of our loved ones' lives. But it is us as the community that are the backbone that support these seniors' well-being and livelihood. Unlike Meals on Wheels in America or United Way, Meals for the Elderly does not receive government assistance. They solely rely on community support from you and me. And without enough volunteers, more seniors in our community will go hungry, unassisted, and be lonely. Seniors like my neighbor, who rely on these meals and this human connection. With mobility issues and being blind and getting a little older, he has very little way of improving his situation. And without enough volunteers, people like my neighbor will not get the quality or quantity of assistance that they deserve. But with an adequate number of volunteers and collective collaboration of community support, people like my neighbor will have access to nutrition, human connection, and an enhanced well-being. The 15 minutes that you take out of your day is often the best 15 minutes of their day. Volunteerism is essential to building a stronger community. It also provides beneficial opportunities to connect deeper with like-minded individuals, get deeper into our community and the issues at hand, and also improve your professional and socio-emotional skills. Because it is our duty as community leaders to bridge the gap when we identify an unmet need and advocate for those less fortunate. Now that you understand the need, solution, and consequences of adequate volunteerism, let me give you a couple ways that you can get involved. There's a plethora of opportunities at Meals for the Elderly. Just call 325-655-9200 or log on to www.mealsfortheelderly.org and click the Get Involved tab, where you'll see more details on how you could volunteer by getting on the phones, filing office clerical work, being in the preparation and distribution plant, being a driver, and actually the face of Meals for the Elderly, connecting with our loved seniors. Or if you just have some artistic abilities, we create greeting cards that we give out every week to our recipients. There's also 3 annual fundraisers. The next one's coming up the first Sunday of December, and we always need additional helpers. Today, I have talked to you about the increasing need to combat hunger, loneliness, and the growing number of seniors needing assistance. How volunteering will alleviate these needs, and lastly, how many lives are impacted by our volunteerism. Food insecurity and loneliness are growing issues, and we need to do our part. We need everybody to do their part, because working together is our only option.